3, 2, 1, boom. 30 days of sobriety. Whoa!
Alcohol is everywhere. It's in movies, sporting events,
and it's getting ugly here in Cleveland.
and it's pretty much on every corner you drive by.
I'm gonna need to see some identification.
I mean, alcohol is so important, it was considered an essential item during COVID.
Liquor stores are considered essential businesses and allowed to stay open.
But what would happen if you cut it out completely? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have spent the last 30 days sober, so you don't have to. But after you watch this video, you might want to consider it because I did not expect this. So like most people, I started drinking alcohol in high school. I remember the first time I ever got drunk. My parents were out of town. My buddy and I got into the Budweisers in the basement fridge. We were feeling good, you know? I went to bed on the floor, he went to bed on the couch, and then I woke up to the sound of streaming water. I look up, my buddy was standing up peeing on the couch. Sorry, Mom and Dad, this is the first time you're hearing this. That couch has been since thrown away. But that was my first experience with alcohol. That was probably my freshman or sophomore year, but I didn't really start drinking till junior year. All the junior guys would hang out with the senior girls. We thought we were so cool. We had this one girl, her mom didn't care. Everybody in high school has that one parent that doesn't care. And we go over to her house in her basement and party all the time. And then senior year, kind of just drank beers around the fire with my buddies. We had a few parties in high school. When parents were out of town, they got busted. And then I went off to college. I went to the #1 party school in the nation. So what do you do when you get there? You party.
She said, give me a tall boy. I've been working too long, boy. Yeah. And what's the girl gotta do to get some booze? And your car is a bar, boy. Oh, come on. He said, give me a tall.
I worked my ass off. I worked for a TV station, but I also partied my ass off. I even made these like fest videos of the campus that kind of went viral at the time around town. And it was just kind of showcasing the party culture. And then after my junior year, I moved out to Los Angeles and the party continued. 21 years old, living in LA. It was a blast. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Definitely didn't go to any of those, but the parties were insane. And really all of it was just fun. My career was starting to take off. I was just having fun, drinking with my friends, meeting new people, getting all these cool experiences. It was fun, 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 until it wasn't. Dun, dun, dun. Cue the dark music. I always say, drink to celebrate, not to medicate. And for most of my life, I was drinking to celebrate. I would say I was a functional alcoholic when I was daily vlogging. I was getting my work done, I was posting my videos, but I was drinking every night. I was celebrating the hard work, and I could handle it. My body could, and I wasn't depressed. Then COVID hit.
Industry that's been thriving since the coronavirus outbreak has been liquor stores.
Many people are turning to drugs and alcohol to cope during this difficult time.
The pandemic has put all of us under stress, but some hoping to cope with the stress with more alcohol than usual.
And this is what really changed my life because I'm a very social person and that was taken away from me. I was going to the gym every day and that was taken away from me. So I decided to move into a house with my buddy so I could have a little social life during the pandemic. And then he booked a movie in Toronto, so he had to go away for 3 months due to quarantine rules. And I was alone in this house by myself. So after the studio one day, I got this bright idea to grab a bottle of wine and play video games. And then next thing you know, I'm drinking 2 bottles of wine a night, playing video games. Our house gets broken into, a bunch of weird things started happening there. My car got broken into. So when our lease was up, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna move into an apartment by myself and change things around. And boy, was I wrong. This is where it just spiraled. 2 bottles of wine a night turned into 3 bottles of wine a day. I would wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. First thing I would do, start drinking again because I was hungover. I would play video games all day. My career was just going downhill. I was just like medicating the depression and it obviously wasn't working. And that continued for like the better part of a year or two. And I was like, dude, I'm getting out of Los Angeles. I gotta leave this place. I feel so lonely. Just wasn't happy. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Ohio and I'm not gonna drink ever again. I'm gonna get my life together. And then when I got here, it was tough adjusting. And I started to go out to make friends, and I started to drink again, and then I was drinking for a little bit. I wasn't making the best decisions, and that's what led me to finally make the decision to get sober. So I was drinking a ton in Ohio when I got here, and I went out with my friends and woke up the next day and hungover and had to go golfing, and I was like, dude, I am so sick of this. Why am I doing this to myself? Why can't I control myself? I'm weak. I need to be better. I started watching old videos of like the happier times in my life, and it was when I was in a routine, going to the gym, posting videos, being healthy, and I said enough's enough. So after the Ohio State versus Oregon game, the next day, I said I will not be drinking anymore, and that was the start of my sobriety. The first few days were tough. That was honestly the hardest part of it. You get those cravings after you've been drinking all the time, and once I made it through those first few days, I started to feel better. I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, hitting the sauna, hitting the cold plunge, eating healthy, made that grocery store run, got a bunch of healthy food, and yeah, I just looking back on that person in Los Angeles who was drinking all the time, it's sad because it's just weak. It's just really weak and really bad when you're drinking to medicate, because it doesn't help. It makes things worse, and you're just pushing off your problems, and you keep pushing them, but they're still there. They're still gonna come up. And I'm so thankful that I got sober because the benefits have been amazing. All right, let's talk about some of the benefits I've had since being sober for 38 days now. Damn. First and foremost, the obvious, no hangovers. Absolutely incredible. You have no idea how good it feels to wake up not hungover. And then another obvious benefit, I lost weight. Surprise, surprise. That's what happens when you don't put poison in your body and empty calories. If you look at my face from just a few months ago and definitely a few years ago, I had a chubby face, and now look at that jawline, you know what I'm saying? But mainly, some of the benefits that I didn't expect were sleep. I mean, I am sleeping so good at night. I'm throwing on sound baths to go to sleep. I'm going to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I feel amazing. And then what happens when you get good sleep? You start waking up with clarity. You start making better decisions. I'm waking up, I'm going straight to the gym, then I'm hitting the sauna, then I'm hitting the cold plunge, and all these things are just helping my body feel amazing. And then the things that I'm putting in my body, I'm eating healthy, I'm making all my meals. When you were drunk, or at least me, I would easily order Uber Eats and just go for something unhealthy because I was too lazy to make something at the time, and those cravings creep in, and that's what leads to the weight gain too, and just overall you feel like trash. So also another benefit that even you guys have noticed, a lot of comments in my previous videos, dude, so good to see Mark. He looks so happy. I haven't seen him like this in a while, and it's a huge reason he's cutting out alcohol. Just feeling more confident. I feel better. And another benefit, productivity has gone up. I would much rather sit in front of my computer and edit and work on things, and the confidence that I have in myself has gone up. All of these things have been since I started cutting out alcohol and taking care of my body. And it's really cool to see you guys recognize that. So thank you so much for all the positive comments you guys have been leaving on these videos. And then I think the most important benefit that I've realized is I want to leave the house, and I am leaving the house, and I'm spending a lot of quality time with my family and friends. I got to give a huge shout out to my mom and dad, especially. They've been so supportive. I love you guys. I sat down with my dad to talk about why it is that I turned to the bottle, and he brought up a good point. Why do you think it is that when I got sad and shit, I turned to alcohol? When you don't drink, mom doesn't drink.
Truthfully, in your situation and everything else, you weren't around family. You weren't around other people that had your same beliefs and attitude, and therefore, you just strayed. In LA, I was alone. I was isolated. I didn't have family. And being around family has just helped. I don't know, surrounding yourself with good people who make good decisions and people that love you, it really helps. And when I was drinking, I didn't really want to see anyone. And like I said, I would isolate. So leaving the house, spending time with my family in these gatherings, especially with Thanksgiving, Christmas coming up, it's just been a blessing. And it makes me appreciate life. Just focused on me, focused on loving myself and becoming the best person I can be, so that one day I can find the right woman and be a really good husband, and then have a family and be a really good father. And I wasn't in the place to do that a few months ago. And I could see a lot of progress in myself. So hopefully get to that one day. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This video isn't to tell you to go sober. It's not to judge you if you do drink, but I will say, do not drink to medicate.
learn from me. I don't know if I'm gonna stay sober for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll drink to celebrate once I have my shit together, but for the foreseeable future, I'm staying sober. Like I said, today is day 38, and if I make it to New Year's, which I'm hoping to, that'll be 80 days of sobriety. And also, if you're struggling, feel free to reach out to me, DM me. I know it's a very isolating experience. I've been there, and I just wanna let you know, if you are struggling, you are not alone, and hopefully stories like this can help you believe in yourself, turn your life around. And I'm gonna close off this video with saying something that I always say, and I wanna continue to say: be positive, be happy, and be you.
Yeah, have to
Deuces.
know, have to know if you wanna be mine, 'cause this is so frustrating.
I'm proud of myself, man. I really am.